Hi guys, so when we were at Expo East, I picked up this 28-inch 3 decibel gain antenna for my Bullbar. This is pretty cool, heavy duty. It's got a heavy duty spring down here. And then all you do is you run this to your Midland radio if you got one. This mounts on the Bullbar and it's a big heavy duty antenna. So we're gonna mount that up next on the front of the Gladiator. Roll the video. Hold on. Hi guys, so first thing we had to do is cut a couple of zip ties off, and then it comes with this packaging here, and then we'll go around front and mount this up. The wire is a little bit, crushed down here from shipping. This plug's supposed to go on there, protect it or what have you, but this basically goes through your Bullbar, and then your cabling runs back to your radios. We'll go along the hood and we'll run it into the cab because my Midland is right down there. So not sure if you guys can see it. It's right there. So thinking about running it through the protector here like we've done a lot. We may open up the windshield or feed it through, and then we'll route it down and then over to the radio. And I think I'm actually going to mount it on this side. And it's rather interesting too because it does have this slot in here, but you still got to run the cable through the hole. So we're gonna have to take our end off here, route it all the way down and through. End here just unscrews like such. Make sure we don't lose any pieces. They left this loose from the factory. There's a couple of pieces. Not sure if you guys will be able to see it or not. You got your base mount, you got a lock washer, and another washer. Run this through first, run it through both of these. And then voila, that's how it's gonna ride, right like that. And we're gonna run these up. And I would like to find a socket this size, but I know we're probably not going to. We may find a crescent wrench or an open end wrench that size. Or you can put it on like that, and you can just twist it. There we go. Okay, hear it breaking the paint loose. All right, next thing we're gonna do, so we're gonna run this down through the grill. All right guys, so we went and grabbed a body tool, and I think what we're gonna do is there's a couple of plastic plugs up here at the front. Just gonna try to pop these up. There's other body tools out there that are probably a little bit better than these, but they work. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of working them. Rush hit, sometimes they'll break. You don't want that to happen, so we're just trying to make some space here. Pull the radiator cover up enough so that we can get our hand down in there and run our line through here. Make sure it comes up. We don't have any tangles. We're not wrapped around the bar. Run that back towards our radiator. You can reach in there and grab it. Give you guys a little closer look at what we're doing. So we ran it right through here where the bracket comes in. We want to make sure we keep this away from where the hook comes in. That back in there. Hi guys, so what we did is we ran our wire up through here, across, underneath here, ran through here. There's actually a factory clip that's very similar in size for the hood wiring or the windshield wipers, so we ran it through that. And now we're working our way up into the cab, and to get in the cab, we're just pulling these T40 bolts right here. And this is actually a common mounting spot for ditch lights and what have you. Next, we're just gonna gently pull this off. You don't want to scratch it, but this is just plastic. There's 4 bolts inside. We'll go take those loose, let the windshield have a little bit of a gap, and then we'll feed those through right in there where we did our aux beam. So if you got a snorkel like me, there's 2 more bolts you're gonna have to take loose here. All right, so there's those 2 out. We still gotta take the freedom tops loose. The windshield goes up underneath them, so pull these off real quick. Another reason not to buy a roof rack that you can't take your tops off, because then you can't take your windshield down when you need to do some type of service. So took our freedom tops loose, and what we're gonna try to do is route the wiring through this hole, and we can push up the windshield a little bit to get it routed up here, and then we can run it through the A-frame and down the side here, and we should be able to route it from there down underneath. So now we got a little bit there, we can play around with our routing, how we want it around this weather stripping. This panel here is going to pop out, and we can technically run it all the way down to where the seat bracket is here, right under the seat, and then forward, and that way it doesn't ever dangle down in front of our feet. Sometimes you can use your fingers to get in here, then you can get a tool and just kind of work your body tool down, because this is going to come out straight. There we go. Still one at the bottom that's jammed, and usually this just pops on. Pull our mat up here. As you can see, definitely an off-road vehicle, because there's lots of dirt in there. Lots and lots of sand from the beach and what have you. There we go. I'll run it on top of this gray rail. All right, I'll leave some slack. Pull the tool out. And everybody's gonna route this a little bit different. The main thing is we wanna get this towards the inside, but still behind the black plastic protective cover. All right, now we can start putting it back together. We can put our panel back on here. So we got the side panel back on. Our Midland is on a little clip here. Take this off, pull the old connector out, and what this is going to do by leaving the old one connected is it's going to give us redundancy. And we'll go grab our end and put on. Take our end here, put our wire through, and we're just going to thread it all together. Really torque that down, but really it's not going to go anywhere. Take this in, plug it in the back of the radio, thread it on. All right, from here, I'm going to take and clean up our wires, making it smaller, coiling it around our hand. We'll zip tie this up, make sure it's under our seat bracket. Zip tie here. Now we could hide all this under the firewall if we wanted, but for the most part, I think we're gonna be good right here. Tucked up out of the way, like that, and we've got our spare in case it ever fails. So, all right guys, we're gonna stick this back together. Put that back on. Take our 2 long bolts here. Pull it from the top, those down on there. Start them by hand. Take our 2 side bolts here and start these by hand, and we'll just run them down. You don't want to go super tight because it is plastic. Top 2 here. let you guys come hang out with me while I do the windshield frame. You got 4 bolts up here. Careful with those, they break easy. Alright, now our windshield is attached. Over on this side, I'm gonna do our snorkel real quick. Alright guys, so we put the 4 bolts across the top here. Put this back on, we're ready to put our freedom panels back on and it'll be mounted up. Alright guys, so these little tool pouches from Inca 4x4 working pretty handy. So just finished up and installing a Midland radio. We had to put the 4 bolts in there, put the bolts back on there, and now everything goes back in the pouch ready for the next project. Quick recap of wiring. We got a new Midland antenna here. This is a 28-inch for the Bullbar. Ran through the grill, ran through some plastic, factory looking location, ran through the plastic cover here, up through the windshield. From the windshield, we came in, went down, all the way back and across, and then plugged into our radio, which is right there. So overall, not a bad project, pretty quick and easy. Took me maybe 30 minutes or an hour. Most of that was taking the Jeep apart, putting it back together, put the freedom tops on, and we'll call it a wrap. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. For early access, check us out over on TikTok and Instagram. And once again, I get to share my dream with you, but the true purpose of this channel is help motivate, inform, and inspire you so you can get out there and start building your dreams.